Infinite supreme peace, param shanti to all the divine souls. Our salutations to our beloved Bapuji and Brahmama. Welcome you all to Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel YouTube channel. This is the English translation of Bapuji and Anand Bhaiya's dialogue in Hindi of the video 2026-2027 में क्या होगा भारत में क्या भारत बचेगा. This is the teaser of the video. Bapuji says there will be a civil war in India and at the same time a third world war will be happening abroad. Eventually the military will have to take control, but even the military will be exhausted from shooting. The rehearsal is happening right now in the subtle world of what and how the third world war must happen in the physical world. If humans won't be able to do it, then ghosts, spirits, or aliens who have all become one will do it. Their plan is to turn the ocean flow, trigger an earthquake, create tsunami, and destroy the entire world. The entire multiverse will almost be engulfed in fire of dissolution, that is Kalagni, by the end of 2029. Through this video, we aim to awaken people in India and around the world. The purpose of this video is to awaken Indians. Anand Bhaiya says, the purpose of this video is not to instill fear in anyone, but to share what is already visible to the entire world about the future. After watching this video, what can one watching this video in today's time do? Now the conversation between Bapuji and Anand Bhaiya begins. Anand Bhaiya says, Param Shanti. Bapuji says, Param Shanti, Param Shanti. Anand Bhaiya says, welcome everyone to Bapuji's YouTube channel, Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel. Bapuji's divine knowledge is reaching the world and we heartily welcome you to our channel. I am Anand, welcoming everyone to this very important podcast. Today's podcast will focus on the future of India, the world, and the solar system. What will happen, how it will happen in the endless solar systems, and how the events will unfold. Bapuji has already released many videos on this topic, predicting that in 2024, 25, and 2026, what will happen, how the terror of ghosts and spirits will rise. There are also many videos on aliens and UFOs discussing their presence and influence, which the world is yet to fully understand but will do in the coming times. We will also explore the subtle world, causal world, and greater causal world, including paranormal activities and the events in Gyan. What are all the efforts to save the world, the earth, and the souls, including divine souls, as explained by Bapuji? Today we will discuss many topics related to awakening of the 33 crore deities. So stay tuned with me as we will keep asking Bapuji many questions. This is going to be a very important video, possibly the most significant one to date. Bapuji, welcome once again. My first question is, according to you, what is the future of India and the world? Bapuji says, look, the future of India and the world, as of today, what is the condition of India and what is the state of the world? India is surrounded on all sides by the people of other faiths. Because of this, India is in a very bad condition and gradually the world is also moving towards Third World War. In the coming times, there will be a civil war in India, a massive civil war. And in foreign countries, the Third World War will happen. Both of this will happen simultaneously. Abroad, the people of other religions, people of various faiths, sects, and communities will fight among themselves and end each other. I've already made a video on this. Anand Bhaiya says, absolutely. Bapuji further explains, because when I observe the subtle world, when I sit in my soul conscious state and observe the subtle world, I see that the forces in the subtle realm are the ones causing all this to happen. They will also trigger the Third World War, and the souls of other religions who are not in the path of righteous way of living or are heretic are the ones who will cause the civil war in India. Anand Bhaiya says, in India, those who are non-religious or heretic are against the Sanatan Dharma, the eternal religion, both the physical world and the subtle world. Bapuji says, now the rehearsal is happening in the subtle world of how the Third World War should happen in the physical world. How are these things happening in the subtle world? How are they being caused? It's all due to the ghosts, spirits, and demons. Our video on ghost spirits, vampires, Brahma demons, and other non religious heretic people and dark entities explains this. Anand Bhaiya says Bapuji has also made an excellent video about the Mahakal Pralay, Great Destruction. Despite everything, his video on Mahakal Pralay Part 1 and Part 2 has been watched by 11 million people, and it was well received, with many people liking it. Bapuji responds, yes, so I've been saying this from the beginning. We wanted to change positively by spreading the vibrations of paramshanti. We wanted to spread vibrations of paramshanti, supreme peace, calm people, and the five elements of nature so that everything from the solar system to the galaxy, universe, and the multiverse can change peacefully. I've been trying very hard since 97, but many souls come and go, unable to understand the knowledge. They get trapped by Maya or illusion, which is extremely powerful. They follow gyan, the path of knowledge, for a while, but then Maya pulls them back. That is why, despite years of efforts to wake the 33 crore deities, spreading subtle vibrations of Param Shanti, supreme peace, but they are still not awakened. They are still sleeping like Kumbhakaran. In India, time is running out. A very dangerous period is approaching after 2025. From 2025 to 26 to 27, 27 to 28, that is between 2025 and 2029. And by the end of 2029, not just the solar system, but the galaxy, universe, and the multiverse will be consumed by Kalagni, the fire of destruction, by the end of 2029. The state of souls by then will be severe. Anandbhaya questions, Bapuji, what will happen to humans, the subtle beings, spirits, ghosts, and the souls in the causal realm during this time? Bapuji says, as I mentioned before, the human creation will end just in Manvantar, as it ends during the cycles of creation. The progenitors of human creation, mother, father, that is the Manu and Satrupa, will no longer remain in Manvantar. In one Kalp Pralay or the partial dissolution, there are 14 Manvantars. In one Manvantar, there are 71 Yugantars. One Yugantar, there are 4 Yugas. Satyug, Tretayug, Dwapar Kali. The human creation will totally end just as it does in the Manvantar cycle of creation. There won't be any human creation remaining. The Third World War will happen. The Third World War will happen abroad, but in India there will be a civil war. India will not be a part of the Third World War. India will still stay neutral and will not join any group. However, the foreign powers will instigate a civil war in India. It will be so intense that you cannot even imagine, and no government will be able to control it. Eventually, the military will have to take over, but even the military will struggle, will be tired of shooting, and end up using all its resources. While India faces civil war, the Third World War abroad will involve nuclear bombs. The situation abroad will be so severe that the nuclear bombs, enough to destroy the world 1,000 times over, will explode. Anand Bhaiya adds, there are so many nuclear bombs. Russia, America, China, and other countries possess a great number of them. Bapuji continues, Russia has 6,500 of them. America has 5,600. China has many. Many countries have these, and some we don't know. The nuclear bombs will explode, and the destruction will be unimaginable. Anand Bhaiya questions, what will happen to India? Bapuji says, as for India, it will face its own crisis towards the end. Anand Bhaiya says, you mentioned in a 4-minute audio clip that tsunami will come. Bapuji replies, yes, a tsunami will come, and I will explain how. First, I'll speak about the Third World War and the nuclear bomb explosions, then I shall continue with tsunami. When we talk about foreign countries, nuclear bombs are bound to explode in abroad. As I mentioned earlier, within the 3 days, nuclear bombs will explode, and if humans cannot do it, they will be detonated by spirits, ghosts, or aliens who are now aligned with each other, along with the subtle world's ghosts, spirits, and destructive aliens. 99%. All these aliens are destructive, have teamed up with the ghosts. They will possess those who have the authority to press the nuclear bomb switch, like the president, and they will press the switch. All the switches will be pressed simultaneously. Anand Bhaiya says, Bapuji, as you mentioned, the aliens from other supreme elements were positive. Why did they turn negative? Bapuji replies, they have been in the Earth's atmosphere for a long time. So anyone who comes into the Earth's atmosphere becomes negative. Even the best will turn negative once they are in the Earth's atmosphere. Anand Bhaiya says, so will the cycle of Earth begin again? Will Satyu, the age of truth, start again? Bapuji replies, no, nothing will start. Neither the solar system, galaxy, is not going to be recreated, but a new multiverse will all be made. It will not be a destructive world like this, and there will be no longer a mortal world. The new world will be made of supreme light of 200 celestial degrees of power. Right now, the mortal world is made of 100 celestial degrees, but the new one will have 200 color and of supreme light. No mortal world will exist in the new multiverse. In other grand multiverses, there is no such destructive world. No mortal world exists elsewhere. Kalas and Param, or the supreme light. No mortal world will exist in the new multiverse. In other grand multiverses, there is no such destructive world. No mortal world exists elsewhere. Anandbhaiya questions, Bapuji, why have so many predictions about destruction suddenly started coming? It started from last year. Bapuji replies, these negative, destructive beings from the subtle world are making people talk about it. It started more than a year ago. For over a year, it's been happening. It has been happening since 2024. In 2024, many things began to occur. Anandbhaiya questions, are the beings from the subtle world entering people's body and making them speak out? Bapuji says, in many places they are sending them rays of thought. In others, they enter the bodies and make them talk. This is a warning to people, just as we repeatedly try to wake people up and give them warnings. Until now, we were saying that positive transformation would happen, but no one wakes up or listens. Maya or illusion is very powerful, and people get trapped in it. That's why we're trying to wake up the people through these videos. Anandbhaiya states, this video is not intended to instill fear or predict, but the future is now becoming very clear to the entire world. Many people comment under our videos saying if destruction happens, they will be the happiest. Bapuji responds, but because they are internally sad because of Maya and everything else, that's why they're saying so. Whether it's a young child, a college student, or a school student, they all are unhappy. They have to study so much. Anandbhaiya adds, Bapuji, many people say that if they die, God should not give them a new birth. Imagine such thoughts are being voiced. Even young children are saying that. Bapuji says, many souls have taken birth twice or thrice, but this mortal world does not appeal to them. They don't like it. They don't want it. They want destruction to happen quickly. Old souls, however, have filled their minds with old sanskars, impressions of many births. They've come from the first parad, the beginning period of the cyclic time, gone through many cycles of creation, and some souls who have come from far away from galaxies, universes, great universes. These souls, even in the physical form or the subtle form, have been born here. Such souls get trapped by Maya or illusion. Anandbhaiya asks, Bapuji, we now have some questions about aliens. Are aliens in human form? Bapuji says aliens are a part of our group. They live within an aura formed. Anandbhaiya again emphasizes and requests to respond in a yes or no. Are aliens in human form? Bapuji says yes. there are aliens in human form. Anandbhaiya asks, like people say, reptilians look like humans with crocodile like faces or animalistic faces. Bapuji responds, aren't there ancient pictures from Egypt and other parts of the world depicting such beings with animal, bird like features? Even today, those aliens have taken human avatars, but within them, they are still aliens. Anandbhaiya asks, so must they have the recordings in them, right? Bapuji explains, like they say a star child, they are aliens. They're not from Earth. Many of these aliens have come from distant places, some for one birth, some for two or three, and some have been here for many lifetimes. Anandbhaiya asks, what do these aliens want? Bapuji explains, they also want destruction. Whether they are in human form, subtle form, or with their group beneath the Earth's oceans, they are researching ways to cause tsunami by triggering earthquakes from the ocean floor, ultimately aiming to destroy the world. Anandbhaiya asks, when did you first realize this, or when did it become apparent to you that these beings are working towards destruction? Bapuji explains, I realized this some time ago, but it became very clear recently over the last 4 or 5 days. Anandbhaiya adds, there was also a video you made in 2016 where you mentioned aliens entering the sun. Bapuji says, yes, there was a group of aliens in the sun with 40 celestial degrees of power. These aliens came from great universe, from the multiverse, and went to observe what was happening in the sun. They want to create 40 kala of celestial degrees of power by entering the sun, create Kal Agni, the destructive fire, and destroy everything. Anandbhaiya says, what do you think will happen in the end? Will they do it? Bapuji responds, at the end, they will do it. Not immediately. They are observing and planning it now. Anandbhaiya says, some say that by 2025, the internet will disappear due to solar flares, which will burn everything. Bapuji says, they might trigger such events, but at first, Third World War will occur. Once the nuclear bombs are detonated, no one will survive. Everyone will die. Even in the subtle form, there will be fires across all the three elements, that is, earth, water, and air. Anandbhaiya asks, my question is, what will happen to the souls that don't have physical bodies? For them, it will be a bliss, right? But something will also happen to them, right? Bapuji replies, above earth, there are 7 higher realms, Bhu, Bhuar and Swarglok, Maharlok, Janlok, Taplok, Satyalok, Mahasatyalok, Brahmapuri, Vishnupuri, Shivpuri, Paramdam, and below are 7 lower realms, Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, Rasatal, Patal. In these 14 realms, gradually they will create Kal Agni or the fire of dissolution by entering the sun, but they will do so in the end. Their plan is to do so in the end. Just like in Mahakal Pralay, like on earth, there is Ard Pralay, Kal Pralay, Mahakal Pralay, the total dissolution or the great destruction. In Mahakal Pralay, the Parabrahm Parameshwar, Nirgur Nirakar Shiv, enters the sun, creates the destructive fire, and burns the entire solar system to ashes. Similarly, Mahashiv becomes Mahakal at the end, and they all dissolve and burn, reducing Anant Koti, means multiple solar systems, and engulf in his every cell by creating Kal Agni in the end. Anandbhaiya asks, what role will self realized souls play in all of this? Will they be of any help? Bapuji replies, there is no role of helpers at this time. The ultimate truth is that only the soul will survive, not the body. No body, whether subtle or gross, will survive. Only the soul will remain. Whether self realized or enlightened or other ordinary souls, no one will survive. Even the subtle bodies of the enlightened ones will perish, and only the soul will survive in its most subtle, powerful form. Even the Karan Sharir, causal body, Mahakaran Sharir, supracausal body, all will burn. Be it enlightened souls or the non enlightened souls, nobody's body will survive. Anandbhaiya asks, Atma, the soul, Bapuji replies, only the soul, incorporeal, true state of the divine soul of Param Supreme Light. Even in that, the powerful soul will be saved. But before death, self realized soul conscious souls will receive the help of Behad ke Parampita, or the Supreme Father of the Infinite. They will receive 200 Kala celestial power, forming a 6-foot aura around them of 200 celestial degrees of power. Anybody who remembers Parampita at this time will receive this power. This 200 Kala celestial power will protect your soul from any suffering caused by nuclear bombs, Kalagni, or other worldly disasters. Ultimately, the mind experiences suffering, and when it merges with the soul also feels the pain. At this time, the minds will dilute as the causal body will dilute. Mind exists due to the causal body, and at this time, the soul will become incorporeal in its true divine form with a nirakari, incorporeal mind. Remember, just like there is Sakari or the physical mind, Akari, subtle mind, we have many videos on this topic. So the soul is saved. The soul with an aura of 200 celestial degrees of power is saved. But those enlightened souls with less than 200 celestial degrees will also not feel any pain and suffering, but they will get diluted. The knowledgeable souls will not suffer any pain and agony. The soul with more than 200 celestial degrees of power of the Behad infinite realm will survive and go into the Behad Viman, the divine spaceship of the infinite. If that soul has to help other souls, then it will reside in its home of supreme light. Anandbhaya asks, and Bapuji, once the soul becomes Nirakar, formless, the mind is gone and the causal body is gone, then the recording of the past experiences and impressions will also be finished. So, how will it help? Bapuji replies, but still, many souls with subtle bodies will be in agony, right? If it has a home of supreme light, a house with 200 celestial degrees of supreme light, and those who have been blessed with it, we will surely receive it. So the nearby tormented souls will be touched by the vibrations of supreme peace, right? From there, the vibrations of supreme peace will spread, and if a tormented soul comes into that home, it will immediately calm down. Then it will be fulfilled and become peaceful, and its soul will dilute into that supreme peace. Its subtle body will dilute, and even the soul will dilute everything. Souls with more than 200 celestial degrees of power, some of them have come from far away, right? Their divine celestial powers are from the higher realms. Anandbhaya adds, the souls of Behad Kala power we have studied about of infinite celestial power are from the higher realms, right? Bapuji continues, the one from Behad Kalas or infinite celestial powers are from the higher solar systems. We have studied about 21 PD, 31 PD, 101 PD, 1001 PD. Some souls have come from there as well to our multiverse. If they are in the human form in our multiverse, they too will experience supreme peace. Soul with less than 200 kala of celestial power will dilute into the supreme light. Anandbhaya says, when this event occurs at that time, the Shiv of our solar system, Mahashiv, then Param Mahashiv, Bapuji continues about Shiv, Mahashiv and Param Mahashiv, when the 100 Kala Kalagni will burn and spread through the Maha Brahman, that is the galaxy, Shiv will act as the creator of the Brahmand, the one who knows Brahma Gyan. In our videos on Brahma Gyan, we have explained that Brahma Gyan includes knowledge of the beginning, middle, and end of the solar system. So, those who understand Brahma Gyan will recognize that Shiv has 1 to 4 kala of divine celestial power, and Mahashiv is the creator of the galaxy, like our Akash Ganga or the Milky Way. Anand Bhaiya says, I urge everyone to watch the video on 7 Secrets of Shiva, where we explain this. When you said that from G1 to G7, all universes will end, Bapuji continues, first of all these within 100 Kala celestial power, this will happen at the very last. First, our Brahmand and Mahabrahmand will burn in the Mahakal Agni, the great fire of destruction. This is because that fire will be ignited by the 40 Kala Mahakal Agni. Anandbhaiya asks, what happens in our solar system will later happen in other solar systems, or will it spread immediately and simultaneously? Bapuji says it will spread simultaneously and it will spread to all the solar systems, galaxies, universes, everywhere. This fire will spread up to 40 Kala. Anandbhaiya asks, in our solar system, the 33 crore deities, what about them, Bapuji? Bapuji says they are 60% in physical form, 40% in the subtle form, have descended from the above. Celestial beings like Kinnars, Rakshas, Yakshas, Dev and Devas, the deities and the Asuras and Mahasuras, the demons from the Patal Lok, the underworld, have also come down to earth. Some are in the physical form, some are in the subtle form. The inhabitants of the higher worlds have also come. Brahma's first half cycle has completed, which equals 50 years of Brahma's life. Now, the second half cycle of Brahma's life is underway. In the first half cycle of the Brahmand, many came from far away. The creation of Prajapita, Brahma, is now trapped in the 8.4 million life forms. But those who are currently in the human form have come from far away, from the galaxy, universes, or even from great universe, great universe. The creation of the first Parad or the first age of Brahma's creation has happened during this time. It has been about 155.52 trillion years exactly since Brahma's creation. Anandbhaiya says, like Bapuji says, according to the scriptures, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar have an age, and when that period ends, they end too. Bapuji continues, in the Mahakal Pralaya, the great dissolution, even Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar are destroyed. When the Brahmand undergoes the Mahakal Pralaya, the Brahmand itself ceases to exist. As the solar system dissolves, even Shiv no longer remains. In the same way, when the Param Mahabrahman universe dissolves, not even Mahashiv remains. Everything eventually dissolves into the Supreme, and nothing remains. All is reduced to nothingness. Likewise, when it affects the Param multiverse, nothing is left. It all dilutes. It has happened twice before. The multiverse has been destroyed and nothing has been left. Anandbhaiya asks, and now I have a question that I haven't asked before, which I'm asking now. Have any souls from other multiverses come to our multiverse? Bapuji replies, yes. Souls from other multiverses have come. Souls of the 100 Kala celestial power, they've come from great multiverse. Anandbhaiya says, yes. It's in the Mahagyan, you said, souls from the 21 PD, that is 2101 Kala Brahmand. Bapuji continues, 21st PD means 2101 Kala celestial power. They've also come from there. 200 Kala celestial power souls have come from even higher levels. Anandbhaiya says, how many souls like this with over 200 Kala of power have come? Bapuji says, many souls in the multiverse, some are sitting at the 40 Kala level watching our multiverse. They have come not just to observe but to experience. Anandbhaiya asks, when they found out how many are in the human form? Bapuji replies, quite a few. Anandbhaiya asks, how many? 8, 10, 15, 20 lakhs? Bapuji replies, at least 20% would be there with the powers above 100 Kala. In a population of 800 crore, 20% are at that level. Anandbhaiya asks, what about those who are above the 100 Kala level? Bapuji replies, out of 800 crores, 20% are those with the power level of above 100 Kala. Out of 800 crores, that is 8 billion, about 20% are in the physical form. Anandbhaiya asks, out of 800 crore, about 20%. So how many would that be? Around 160 crore, 1.6 billion souls would have the power of more than 200 Kala celestial power. Bapuji replies, above 100 Kala celestial power. Anand Bhaiya says, "You have told this for the first time." Bapuji replies, "This is something I am telling you for the first time. In the past 4 or 5 days, I have been observing day and night." Anand Bhaiya asks, "So how will these souls awaken? What will happen to them in the end?" Bapuji replies, "They will burn in the fire of Kal, time. Everything will burn, and only then they will improve. Humans come in the physical form, and the wheel of the 5 elements wraps them up, leading to the loss of their true knowledge." Anand Bhaiya asks, "Their soul, which has inbuilt so much power, then how this, Bapuji?" Bapuji replies, "The Behad Kala souls, which inherently possess immense power, have become like animals. They have become ignorant, akin to Kumbhakarna, sleeping deeply. Thousands of beings exist, even millions, with 16,000 possessing special qualities. The souls of these beings are so powerful, but they are not aware of it. They became like animals, like the saying, as dumb as an animal, without any understanding of the true knowledge. They are in deep sleep like Kumbhakaran. There are 9 lakh of them, 9 lakh Purush, the masculine, and 9 lakh Prakriti, feminine. Even the 16,000 and also the 108 special quality souls of the Behad, the infinite realm. But where are they awakening? Many such souls are still present even in the physical form. There are many with 100 kala, 200 kala, 500 kala of celestial power, and even 1000 kala degrees of celestial power in the subtle realm, and in the causal world, the great world around our galaxy. Anand Bhaiya says, "Then the upcoming destruction will be painful." Bapuji explains, "Destruction is always painful, whether it is in Kalp Pralay, dissolution, or even the Mahakal Pralay. It becomes painful when the soul itself is destroyed. You can imagine the destruction of the body is painful, which everyone experiences. But when the soul itself is destroyed, and one can imagine how devastating it is, like the big fish consumes the smaller fish." Anand Bhaiya says, "We observe that spiritual healers often face the terror of spirits and ghosts affecting ordinary people. This leads to terrible conditions for them. When the great fire occurs, Maha-Agni, what will happen?" Bapuji explains, "In the Mahakal Pralay, everything will burn. The suffering caused by spirits has no end. The number of humans is 800 crore, that is 8 billion on earth, and there are many more spirits than that across various religions and sects on earth. Their power is far greater than that of ordinary beings. Those following Sanatan Dharma, among others, can find solace in this knowledge. There are many times more spirits and ghosts across all religions, various religions, sects, and traditions that have come on earth. They are more capable, their power is far greater than humans, and there are more of them. On top of that, those belonging to Sanatan Dharma, I've made a video on Gyan Ganj. Those who want can watch. I also made a video on saving the Ram temple. From Vishnupuri, they all descended below. Above Vishnupuri is Brahmapuri, and from those higher realms, when the inauguration of Ram temple happened, Anandbhaiya asks, "How will these souls awaken?" Bapuji replies, "Many souls have returned after looking at the suffering, so who will remain in the atmosphere? When they saw who would stay in the atmosphere, they thought they might also become negative and decided to leave. Some, about 10%, stayed, but they too will leave. There are many beings from Gyanganj come to protect Sanatan Dharma. When they see the atmosphere is very bad, they return to the Himalayas and the Gyanganj. But when they see that the atmosphere is very bad, they return to the Himalayas and Gyanganj." Anand Bhaiya says, "Bapuji, there was also a statement by Shankaracharya ji that when 1 lakh years of Kali Yuga passes, the deities will leave the earth and go to the higher realms." Bapuji replies, "Shankaracharya shared this knowledge based on his understanding." Anand Bhaiya says, "This likely happens in every Kali Yuga where the earth goes through such cycles." Bapuji replies, "However, this Kali Yuga is special, and I have an entire video on this special Kali Yuga. Such a Kali Yuga has never occurred before. Even in every Kali Yuga, Every Yugantar, the 4 yugas, when Kalyug arrived, the population never exceeded 250 crore, that is 2.5 billion. This time there are 800 crore. Anandbhaiya says, now after watching this video, what can people do now, Bapuji? Bapuji replies, they can seek knowledge, become Brahmagyanis, Mahabrahmagyanis and Param Mahabrahmagyanis and become a Behad Brahmagyani, gain knowledge of the infinite realm, know the wisdom of the infinite beginning, middle and end of the creation. As Lord Krishna said in Gita, I am not attained through rituals, meditation, or yoga, but through knowledge, and a knowledgeable soul is always dear to me. Alaukic, spiritual, or transcendental knowledge is the greatest thing, but it is paralaukic knowledge that goes beyond worldly or material understanding, spiritual, metaphysical, or otherworldly dimensions. Anandbhaiya says, you said there is very little time. Bapuji responds, now in the time that remains, one will notice in 2025 and then starting from the end of 2026 and into 2027, the situation will deteriorate greatly. By 2028, it will almost become negligible, and in 2029, everything will come to an end. In 2029, Mahakal Agni, the great cosmic fire, will burn. In the Mahakal, not only will the earth burn, but the entire Brahmand, including the 14 lokas or the realms, will burn as well. The Mahabrahmand, galaxy, Param Mahabrahmand, the universe, and the great universe up to 40 Kala celestial power degree will also burn. Anandbhaiya says, as you mentioned, there are 1.6 billion souls with the power of over 100 celestial degrees. If they want to stop all of this, can they? Bapuji replies, the only way to stop is through positive vibrations by being in soul conscious state, awakening the power of the souls by connecting with the Almighty, becoming the embodiment of the soul, and by gaining infinite knowledge and power from Behad Ka Parampita, the Supreme Father of the Infinite. The Supreme Father is considered the Almighty. There is a video about Supreme Kalki Avatar, incarnation of Kalki. It says, the Supreme Kalki Avatar, who is the Almighty, can be known only through knowledge. Anandbhaiya mentions, in between, I would like to mention that we have around 4,000 videos on this channel, but we have made a playlist of the most important videos, including 28 or 29 of them. Everything we've talked about, what we've spoken, can be found here, so definitely watch the entire playlist of the important videos. Bapuji continues, after the Third World War, around 2029, after the nuclear explosions and the entrance into the great cosmic fire, Mahakal Agni, aliens in the sea and all of these things will parallelly begin, all happening simultaneously. So these aliens that are sitting in the ocean, they will shake the earth from the ocean, causing so many earthquakes. They will bring so many earthquakes. Anandbhaiya says, even now, Bapuji, many of them are still coming. Are they behind this? Bapuji continues, their work is still going on. See, who controls the 5 elements? It's written in the scriptures. There are deities for fire, air, space, and water, but the deities of air have become humans. I have mentioned that the 9 planets have also become humans. Those 9 planets which Ravana used to capture and beat them, he would tie the 9 planets to his golden bed and beat them. Since then, they have taken human form and lost the power to ascend to their respective planets as well. All the aliens have come from outside, have captured them. I've told you 8,000 years ago a war happened on Mars. Anandbhaiya says, is there any technology in science that can research and can help? Bapuji continues, science can be destructive. Who created the destructive bomb? The aliens from Mars 8,000 years ago when there was a nuclear war. I have made a video about this. Anandbhaiya says, yes, our video is called Life on Mars and Life on the Moon. Do watch them. Bapuji continues, all the aliens that have come from distant parts of our solar system are scattered everywhere, filled within one light year. There is even a group of formless ones who extend themselves by 0.6%. Anantpaya says, How will we recognize them? You mentioned 160 crore souls that are above 100 color. Bapuji says, but there is no way to recognize them now. They look like humans. What is the capacity of the soul? Only when the soul becomes formless in the incorporeal state can we know. When the soul becomes formless, we can see its true power. Anandbhaiya asks, Bapuji, these aliens are also going underground because these aliens, as you said, have 20, 30, 40, or even 50 colors. So even if 200 color souls awaken, can they stop the aliens and prevent them from doing harm? Bapuji says, if the vibrations of paramshanti, supreme peace, are spread, the entire Brahman will be touched by supreme peace. Everyone's intellect will become calm and destruction can be stopped. Everything can be turned around positively. But right now, there is no one to do this. In the subtle world, what we see now are ghosts, spirits, and beings of the subtle world. Before, souls of different religions and sects were fighting, but now aliens have gotten involved. The aliens say that they will shake the earth's underworld. They sit in the mountains planning to shake the entire mountain range. The earth, mountains, everything will sink underwater. Anandbhaiya says they are not in one religion, the 160 crore souls and the 200 kala souls. Bapuji says they have recently arrived. Some are only of one birth. Anandbhaiya says, which religion, Bapuji? Hindu, Muslim, Christian, which one? Bapuji says, these 160 crore souls are mixed among various religions Hindus, Christians, Muslims, and others. Wherever they feel comfortable, they went there. Because earlier, capable individuals lived in the Sukshma Jagat or the subtle realm, Mahakaran Jagat, supracausal realm, and the Karan Jagat, the causal world, which is the bridge between these two worlds, and the higher realms. They came down to this world and later to the lower three lokas or realms, so they have developed a covering that inhibits their awakening. Anand Bhaiya says, how will their awakening happen when foreigners do not even understand our language? Bapuji says, when the souls of the infinite do not awaken, what will they say to others when 9 lakh or the 900,000 special souls of the Behad Kala of the celestial power didn't wake up? And then Bhaiya says, however, our knowledge has reached this world to the extent that approximately 16 crore visitors have already come. Bapuji says, many come and go, but they get trapped in illusion. Anand Bhaiya says they do not comprehend or do not have the intellect to understand the knowledge of our solar system or gain Brahma Gyan or Atma Gyan. Bapuji says if they have Atma Gyan or the knowledge of the self, they will gain Brahma knowledge. They do not even attain self knowledge. Anand Bhaiya says, so how can they reach such a high level? Bapuji continues, if they acquire self knowledge, then there will be Brahma knowledge. Look, those who are Brahma Jnani with the knowledgeable of Brahman, Mahabrahma Jnani and Param Mahabrahma Jnani, supremely knowledgeable of Brahman, will know the essence of the Vedas and the fundamental principles behind it, and everything will become clear. But what is about to happen now, no one can even imagine. Anand Bhaiya says, Bapuji, you have already answered all the questions and we have asked even more than what we thought we would. Is there anything else you would like to share that I haven't asked? Bapuji says, just one thing. Look, it's time to save the soul, not the body. No one's body will be saved. In the entire multiverse, whether it's solar system, galaxy, universe, or multiverse, the focus here is on the soul. Be in the soul conscious state and acquire self knowledge. Become a Behad Jnani and know the Almighty Authority through wisdom and connect through knowledge with the Almighty Authority. By connecting through meditative yoga, establish a connection between the soul and the Almighty Authority, the Supreme Soul. Be in soul conscious state and remember the Almighty Authority in the highest of the highest Paramdham, that is Behad ki Kala ka Paramdham, that is infinite of the infinite supreme abode, and bring the Behad ka supreme celestial power from the highest of the highest realms into the soul. Then the soul will be saved. Otherwise, the soul will also not be saved. When the soul will be saved, you will attain a peaceful form. One will remain in param anand, supreme bliss. When the entire world is entangled, even in the Third World War and in the fires of time, you will reside in the sphere of supreme light of 200 kala of celestial power. You will experience the supreme peace of 200 kala celestial power, not just one, not two, not 10, not 16, but the supreme peace of 200 celestial power of paramshanti. You will see this, and divine knowledge and divine vision will come to you. With divine knowledge, divine vision will arise, and you will observe everything. You will recognize the time, and in an instant, first you will attain the Atma knowledge or the knowledge of the true self. Then there will be levels of supreme to infinite supreme spiritual knowledge, Brahma knowledge, Maha Brahm knowledge, and Param Maha Gyan, then Behad Param Maha Gyan. With this knowledge, you will come to know the Almighty. Understand the Kalki avatars, Supreme Kalki avatar. That's what people are talking about right now and what is to come. There is no imagination for what is about to happen. What the astrologers say that this will happen, that will happen. Those who are aware of the subtle world are saying this. But what is actually going to happen? What will involve those who have profound Brahma knowledge? And then Bhaiya says, so let me tell you, this channel of Bapuji is solely focused on Atmagyan, Brahmagyan, and the profound Behad Brahmagyan. It is not an astrology channel. However, through Bapuji's divine vision, he tells us that everyone must be prepared for the times to come. This has been complete knowledge of Bapuji so far, and if this is your first time visiting our channel, please do subscribe. I also conduct daily live meditation from 10 pm to 11 pm in this channel, which has crossed 1200 videos, and we have another channel which goes by the name Paramshanti Motivation and Meditation, in which Sakshi conducts live meditation from 5:30 am to 6:30 am. Our book Life in Multiverse has come in 15 languages. You can visit the website to get a free copy of the same. You will get the links in the description box below. If you go to the contact page, you will get our contact details and my email address. So go ahead in the path of knowledge, and Bapuji has started this mission of self-transformation to world transformation since 1997 and has been imparting the infinite knowledge since then. Now the time has come for the grand transformation. We thank you all wholeheartedly, Bapuji. Is there anything you would like to say, Bapuji? Bapuji says nothing. Param Shanti.
बेहद की परम शांति सोचो बोलो परम शांति.
Join us daily for our morning live meditation, Monday to Saturday, 5:30 to 6:30 a.m.
Join us daily for live meditation, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. on YouTube Live. Subscribe now. Website www.paramshanti.org. Email us anant@paramshanti.org. Like, share, subscribe. Join today.
बेहद की परम शांति सोचो.